Hello, beautiful souls. I hope all is well. So, in today's video, ladies, this is mainly for you, okay? If the gentleman come across this, I don't mean y'all no harm by giving the women this advice, but this is what I've seen proven to work, okay? Ladies, if y'all out here, and some people call it like your kingdom spouse, your divine counterpart, your soulmate, your twin flame. What I've learned is that a lot of times you gotta be mean. Like, you have to be mean sometimes. Like, now, like, you gotta balance it out. Like, you gotta balance out that sweet girl / mean girl. Don't 100% just be a sweetheart. Ladies, I'm telling you. Hello, like, make room for my dramatics because it's not going nowhere. I always tell for the new people, my Venus is in Leo, okay? So I gotta be extra with it, all right? Libra sun, I'm extra. That's extra too, so I'm extra, but seriously, like, balance it out and be mean and sweet. If you're constantly sweet, you've heard the saying, the nice guy finishes last. If you're too much of a mean person, the guy gonna be like, girl, bye. Like, they gonna split. So you want to balance out the two. But I've learned and I've seen it from my own experience. Men like a woman that's spicy. They like women that have a backbone. Stop being nice, overly nice to these dudes. They don't want it. They do not want it. I don't care. I don't care what man come in his comment tomorrow. I want my woman to be sweet Betty Crocker and have my dinner ready when I get home. And she just says yes to all of my commands. No, he doesn't. No, not even a little bit. No. They want a woman that's going to be like, says who? But at the same time, like, okay, Daddy, whatever you say. Okay. Thank you. You got to balance the two. Like I said, if you show up and you're just mean and nasty and always got an attitude all the time, you're gonna get dumped. You're not gonna have any dude because they don't want just a mean person. They coming home to. But when you balance it out, you give a little spicy plus a little sweet. Bam! It's a perfect. I'm gonna elaborate. I'm gonna go a little more. Ladies, the reason why I said do not be super sweet and lovey-dovey to these dudes, like, ever. Always be ready to have that spicy, popping off type of personality. Somewhat. Again, know how to balance it out. I'm going to share with you all a story from a person I used to work with, okay? This girl turned out to be a fake hating beep. So, I don't care. But the story I remember she told me at work, it was absolutely horrible. Even though she's a fake person, I still wouldn't wish things like this even on my worst enemy. It's terrible when you encounter a narcissist, a demonic individual, a user, things like that. But again, you can weed out, especially narcissists, demonic individuals, evil people, users, by having boundaries, having standards, putting your foot down. Okay? So the way this girl went wrong, she told me up front, she gave this man pretty much the entire world. He took it and he shit on her. Okay? So, pretty much, she met this guy. He had nothing to his name. Nothing. He was living with 9 other dudes in an apartment. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. Like, what? 9 other men. In a 3-bedroom apartment. I don't want nothing to do with you. It don't have nothing to do because I'm trying to judge you, or I don't accept a man at his worst. You're right. Do not accept a man at his absolute worst, because a lot of the times that man is not going to respect you or appreciate you. Men are masculine. Most real men are masculine. They don't want to be. They don't need handouts. Okay, you want a handout, not a handout. You don't want to be around a man who just wants you to take care of him and to provide for him. That's what a man's supposed to do for you, sweetheart. So if you meet a man who has absolutely nothing, that means he needs to spend some time working on himself. He should have something or some sort of goals or something. No, he should be having something like, again, you might not have it all put together, because that's what us ladies would really want. But we're also a work in progress, but it better be some sort of progress. But the fact that she met him and he was living with 9 other men in a 3-bedroom apartment should already scream, what the beep? Let me make this U-turn. No. But she wanted to see the better side of him. So she said, okay. So she started really, really falling for him, and she decided to move him into her place. Another red flag. No, I do not recommend that. But again, people are going to do what they want. She moved him into her place. He had no transportation. She helped him to get a car. Right? He wanted to do IT. She paid for his classes. And then recommended him to 2 or 3 of her other friends to help him and all that. So he has a good job now, he has a good car, and he's living with her, right? And he made really no effort. She just put him on game to all this stuff, okay? Then her mother and father worked for some type of thing, like credit restoration or something like that. So they helped to build his credit up, got his credit up, all this stuff. And mind you, this man is not her husband. He's still her boyfriend. And so he proposed to her. He proposed to her. And so she was happy, telling everybody, we're engaged, we're going to get married. This man, she came home one day from work. This man had another woman in their apartment. Okay? Initially, pretty much her apartment. He also had got a timeshare or something like that. And both of their names, or her name or something. He pretty much used a lot of her, using her as a co-signer. He pretty much got so many things from this girl. And she just was so nice. She gave him everything. She pretty much built him up from scratch. And he did nothing to deserve it. And so once he got up on his feet, because he was a slime ball, he shit on her. And so once she found out about this other woman, he said that he had her over at their place 7 or 8 times. And probably was more than that. And of course he was having sex with her. He ended up calling off the whole entire engagement and marrying that woman. The other woman. The woman that did not contribute to nothing. Did not help him when he was in the room with 9 other men. Did not help him to get a car. Did not help him to restore his credit. Did not help him with his IT classes that cost thousands of dollars. None of that. But this other woman that had nothing to do with reaped all of the benefits. So of course he was able to dump her and get rid of her. Then he didn't need her anymore. And she was a miserable, broken mess. And yes, the guy was a narcissist, okay? Clearly. But that was my point about saying, ladies, stop being so nice. Because even if he was a healthy guy, that's just you gave him way too much. And then when I was well, what did he do for you? We went out, he took me out of some nice places, and, he introduced me to his family and friends. And, he just kept me company, and it's you pretty much saved this man's life. And all he did for you was pretty much the bare minimum what people are supposed to do anyway. You're supposed to meet people's family, friends, whatever, when you're in a serious relationship, you're developing something serious. That wasn't nothing that he actually did for you. And I understood that where she was in a very vulnerable place, and I'm pretty sure she felt egg on her face. But it's just you have to have a brain. I understand that you want your heart, especially if you're a lover girl and stuff, you just want that Prince Charming, you just want that happily ever after. But you cannot sit here and be so desperate that you will give a man the whole world, expecting for him to be a upright God. That man has to have some type of ambition and motivation. And again, wanting to give you the world. A man is a provider and a protector. A woman, you're a nurturer, you're a lover. A lot of people don't believe in gender roles and stuff like that. I do. To a certain extent, I do. And it has helped me, especially along my self-love journey. I'm not playing the man in any role or nothing like that. I'm not leading. I'm not doing any of that. You're going to step up to the plate or your ass is gonna get left. Period. Or better yet, you better come with some qualities already. You shouldn't be sitting here walking some grown man through the park just because you're so desperate for a ring. Baby girl, you're worth more. Alright? And I'm going to be back to make more because I don't want to run this through the roof because I know I will. But this is just, again, just replay the story from part 1 to this one, part 4, and realize that do not play any man's superhero, and do not be overly nice and compensating and sweet, because he will run over top you. He will not respect you, baby girl. Alright? You don't have to bring nothing to the table but yourself. That man better be bringing everything to the table for you. Period. So, I'm going to wrap this up. Remember, God loves you. I love you. God loves you more. And I will see you all very soon, okay? Don't be the sweet girl that gets her heart broken. No. No more.